editing as an ideological tool. Editing employed as a tool of propaganda. Soon after the setup of the Moscow Film School, the first film school in the world, Soviet leader Lenin was conscious about the power of cinema and its potential as an important ideological tool for dissemination of revolutionary ideas and social changes. One of the most notable of the Soviet directors of the period was Sergei Eisenstein, who transformed the principles of classical editing into an elaborated theory which he called montage. It is quite natural that the rise of a new film movement after Russian Revolution of 1920s came to be known as Soviet montage movement, named after its major editing component, montage. Montage. Though the idea of putting together shots to push forward a theme as well as action had occurred to other filmmakers too, it was the Russian filmmakers Lev Kuleshov who studied and developed theories about editing. Kuleshov believed that editing was the essence of the cinema and edited his films by using juxtaposing shots next to one another. He experimented with the impact of juxtaposing and context by interspersing the expressionless face of an actor with unrelated shots of emotional values, like that of a child playing, a plate of soup, and a dead woman. The viewers who were shown these different assemblages thought that they were seeing very emotive reactions of the actor to each of the events. He publicized this principle, which is now known as Kuleshov effect. It proved that the meaning of a particular shot was not inherent in it, but influenced by and very much related to the shot succeeding and preceding it. Vsevolod Pudovkin, the filmmaker and film professor who greatly influenced this generation of Soviet filmmakers, saw montage as the linking of ideas through the linking of shots. For him, montage was like putting one brick next to another to build a structure. But his student Sergei Eisenstein viewed montage as the conflict of ideas derived from the opposition of one shot to another. According to Eisenstein, the general cause of montage was an uninterrupted interweaving of diverse themes into one unified movement. Each montage piece had double responsibility to build the total line as well as to continue the movement within each of the contributory themes. What montage does is that the action in evolution in the next shot throws the meaning on the previous shot. The second shot in its turn is incomplete, which asks for another shot, asking for continuity of shots. Eisenstein's montage theory of collisions between different shots draws upon Hegelian idea of dialectics, that of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. Taking off from there, he argued that montage is inherently dialectical and should be considered as a demonstration of Marxian and Hegelian philosophy. Collisions and in shots were that of conflicts of scale, volume, rhythm, motion, speed, direction of movement within the frame, as well as more conceptual values such as class, power, and status. The visual dialectical principle. The aesthetic principle upon which the montage is based is known as a visual dialectic. This means opposing contradictory statements can be juxtaposed to resolve contradictions. According to Hegel, opposites gravitate towards each other. Their conflict produces a new level which is higher than previous two. 1 plus 1 is greater than 2 is the formula based on this law of dialectics. In other words, a thesis is opposed by antithesis results in a new synthesis or a new thesis in which two opposing conditions are resolved into a higher order statement. Similarly, the meaning of the two shots clashing together give birth to another meaning which is not in any one of them but is generated by the new. By juxtaposing a thesis or statement with its antithesis or counter statement, one arrives at a synthesis. Eisenstein frequently used this not only as a principal task of montage but as a basis for an entire film.